let me dream 'neath the sky. This old heart keeps on beating, repeating fond echoes of the brave and the bold riding high.
During the 1870s, the wildest spot in the United States was the desolate region west of the Pecos River. Virtually beyond the reach of the authorities, the railroads, then pushing their way west, attracted the most vicious characters in the country. It was said that all civilization and law stopped at the east bank of the Pecos. It took one man, a lone storekeeper who was sick of the lawlessness, to change all this. His name was Judge Roy Bean.
I think Ann's right, Mr. Mendenhall. I think we are being followed.
I know we are. It's Blade and Murcott, I'm positive.
You think Blade tried to stop us?
I guess Blade will try anything.
Let's keep going. We can get away.
Well, this is a good spot, Ann, if there's trouble.
Come on, we'll go inside. Hey, look. Lucky somebody left these behind. You know, this water, if we had provisions, we could hold them off for a week.
You're right. We were followed.
Ann, remember these. I'll hide them here. Right up there. If anything happens, you take care of the others.
It's Blade and Murcott. Hey, Randall!
What do you want, Blade?
I'm taking you back to Comstock, Randall.
What for?
Stealing records that didn't belong to you.
I returned those records and you know it.
Sure you did. After you made copies of them, so you can make trouble. It's been down with the gambling and down with the saloons ever since you took over the newspaper.
Get over that doorway. You get nowhere arguing with him.
Are you going to give your step up, Randall? Or do we have to get rough?
Don't answer. Don't say anything.
I'm giving you just 1 minute, Randall. Then we're going to start blasting.
Let him shout. We can hold them off.
No, they're gunfighters. We wouldn't have a chance. But they don't have to take all of us, just me.
If they get you, Dell, they'll have to get me, too.
It's no good, Ann. I can't fight them. I wouldn't have a chance. But why should I? I'm no criminal. I haven't done anything. Let them arrest me.
Blade doesn't want to arrest you. He wants to kill you.
I'll have to take my chance on that. But I don't want anything to happen to you.
You haven't got much longer, Randall.
Here. You go, lad.
All right, Sheriff, I'll go with you.
I told you to stay out of this doorway.
You was in quite a hurry, wasn't you, Randall? We just about wore out our horses catching up with you. Take her gun, Murcott.
No. I'm keeping it.
I'll let her have it. All right, let's go. All right, Randall, mount up. Where do you think you're going, Miss Randall?
With my husband.
Sorry, but you can't come along. It's going to be a long, hard ride.
I've been on long, hard rides before. I'm going with my husband.
You're a stubborn female, aren't you?
Sheriff, this horse of mine threw a shoe.
Maybe you better take Miss Randall's horse.
No. I'm riding my own horse.
All right, then, come on.
I guess I got everything I need, Judge.
So dusty up there, Uncle Roy. Funny place for books anyway, the loft of a stable. Yeah, these old books used to belong to Bender's father. Sure glad to get them. I can use them.
What for? You have your book of statutes.
The statutes have got the straight stuff. These books show you a lot of tricks.
Oh, Uncle Roy, you always have all the tricks you need.
Now, Letty, you never know when you're going to need a new one. Take this case here, Forbes versus Sunset Railroad. Now, I'd have decided in favor of Forbes, and I'd have been wrong.
We never have cases like that here. Just plain bandits and horse thieves and killers.
Well, you never can tell what'll pop up, Letty. It's always good to know these things. Any more of these over there?
3 or 4. Jeff will bring them. I have to get Mrs. Kane's groceries over to the boarding house.
Blacksmith around?
Not right now. We'll have to shoot some horses. I'll be back any minute, though, Sheriff.
Jeff, don't forget the book.
Where'd you say they were?
In back, up in the loft.
All right, I'll get them.
We've got to get you out of this somehow.
We'll wait till we get to Comstock, honey. I'll take my chances there.
But they never let you get back.
I'm out of tobacco. Mind if I go across to the store?
I don't care what you do. Keep an eye on him, Murdoch.
Jabine,
Yes, ma'am, I'm just being...
you've got to save my husband's life.
Husband, life?
They're going to kill him, Judge. I know they're going to kill him.
Well, now, wait a minute. Let's just make some sense here. Who's going to kill who?
Judge, I'm Ann Randall. That man on horseback out there is my husband. He's an editor, runs a newspaper in Comstock. You have heard about the corruption in Comstock.
Well, yes, I've heard rumors.
Well, my husband can prove it. Honest folks cheated in gambling houses, trail riders beaten and robbed. My husband started a campaign for decency, so they plotted to kill him.
Who plotted?
Sheriff Blade. Mr. Mendenhall can back me up. He's our storekeeper in Comstock.
Oh, storekeeper, eh? I'm glad to know you, Mr. Mendenhall.
And I didn't mean to intrude. I just came in to see if I could get some tobacco. Carolina plug.
Sure. Is your husband running away from Comstock, Miss Randall?
No. We were going to the governor of Texas for help. And Sheriff Blade came after us and said he had to take Dell back for stealing some records. But he won't take him back. I know it. He'll find a way to kill him. You've got to help us.
Now, sheriff's an officer of the law, Miss Randall. You're making some pretty serious charges. What kind of tobacco is that you want?
Carolina plug.
Sure, I think we got some. Excuse me, Miss Randall.
Looks like you're the only one around here that's on a horse, Randall. Now, if I was in your spot, I'd take a chance and make a run for it.
You'd like me to try that, wouldn't you? So I'd get a bullet in my back.
Why, you've got me all wrong, Randall. I've got nothing against you personal. Besides, even if I shot at you, I might miss.
I'm not going to try any escape, Blade.
Going to stand trial, huh? Well, that's up to you. The way the folk feel about you back in Comstock, they'll send you up for a long time.
I'd rather be sent up for a long time than be shot in the back.
Well, a man in your spot, Randall, ought to be willing to take a chance for his freedom. Well, Mexico's just over that hill there. What's the matter with you, Randall? What are you scared of? Look, I'm trying to give you a break. Why didn't even tell you he's under arrest, remember? Get out of here and you're free as a bird. Look, I'll even throw my gun away. What about it, Randall? What are you waiting for? Why don't you get going?
I don't know, mister. Once you run away, you'll be running the rest of your life.
Letty, Where's that Carolina plug tobacco? I know we got some around here someplace.
Right where it's been for the past 5 years, Uncle Roy.
Oh. Here you are. Well, nice and fresh.
Thank you, Judge.
We don't get much call for that around Langtry.
Judge, you've got to help us. You're our only hope.
Now, you're asking me to prevent a peace officer from doing his duty, Miss Randall.
He's a gunman with a badge. You should see what he and his gang have done to Comstock. Honest people afraid to go out after dark. Now they're trying to separate me from Dell so they can kill him.
You really believe that, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Jeff, don't let any of those men leave town to check on this thing.
Yes, sir.
You got any evidence, Mrs. Randall?
Sworn statements from folks who've been hurt. I have some with me.
Let's have a look at them.
Randall didn't run. What happened?
I don't know. We can't hang around here all day waiting for that blacksmith to come back, Murcott. Miss Randall's over in the store. Now's a good time to take her horse.
You know, that might not be a bad swap.
Tie him up again, mister.
I'm only borrowing the horse.
We got another word for it in this country. Put him back.
Sheriff Blake said it was all right for me to take him.
I can't help what the sheriff said. Tie him up.
You better keep out of this, mister. What my deputy's doing is perfectly legal.
It might be where you come from, but you got no jurisdiction in Langtry.
Hey, you better do what he says. He's right about that jurisdiction.
And suppose I don't do what he says?
Then you'd be stealing a horse. We don't allow that here in Langtry.
Come on, Murcott.
Just a minute. This man you got in custody, you got a warrant for him?
I don't need one, Bean, and you know it. Not in emergency.
His wife tells me you intend to kill him on the way to Comstock.
Now, you don't believe that, do you, Judge?
Now, I've heard some pretty rough things about you, Sheriff.
Listen, Judge. I'm sheriff over at Comstock. And I picked up a prisoner. And I'm taking him in. And that's none of your business. So you better keep out of it.
Sheriff, Comstock's east of the Pecos River, right?
You know it is. What about it?
Then east of the Pecos, you're the law. But west of the Pecos, I'm the law.
Let's go.
I don't get that. I heard him tell Randall he wasn't under arrest.
You sure about that?
Positive. He even tried to needle Randall into making a break for it.
Yes, so he could have an excuse to kill him. Judge, isn't there anything you can do?
Well, now, let's see. It's all the way you analyze these cases. I was reading a case just the other day or something like this, and Miss Randall, you go to your husband and get all the money he has on him.
Money? What do you want it for?
Never mind what for. You go and get it. Be sure and take all he has.
We can make it all right if we take it easy.
All right.
You're not coming with us when we leave here, Miss Randall, and that's final. Understand?
What are you doing in Langtry, Randall?
As you can see, absolutely nothing.
You have a job?
What are you trying to pull, Judge? You know he doesn't have a job here.
You have a job here, Randall?
No, I don't.
You got any money on you?
No, sir, I
I'll
haven't.
put you under arrest for vagrancy.
I'd be delighted.
You can't get away with that. Randall's my prisoner.
How can he be your prisoner? You never even put him under arrest yet.
Who says I didn't?
I do. I heard you tell him he wasn't under arrest and never had been.
All right, then. In that case, I'm putting him under arrest now.
You're too late. We've already got him under arrest. You know, I don't like the smell of this case, Blade. You may be a sheriff, but you're a pretty poor one. One of these days, we're going to have big cities all over the West. We got to do away with your kind of lawman. Everybody deserves a fair shake from the law. That means no more strong-arm stuff, no more so-called law officers that know better than the outlaws themselves.
You can't talk to me that way, Judge.
Just a minute. No gunplay, Sheriff. Remember, you're an officer of the law.
Yeah, you're right. I am an officer of the law. And Randall's my prisoner.
Evidence says you're wrong. We've got him under custody. You didn't make proper arrest. Jeff, take Mr. Randall and lock him up.
This way, Mr. Randall.
All right, Judge. You go ahead and lock him up. But you can only hold him for a couple of days. I'll be waiting for him when he gets out.
Come in the store with me, Miss Randall. Blade's right about one thing. I can only hold your husband for a few days.
Can Blade arrest him here?
He can if he claims he's a fugitive. That's just what Blade will do.
Then it's really hopeless, isn't it?
And I have an idea. Why don't you and I go on to Austin? Take the papers with us, show them to the government.
No, I'm not going without Dell. Dell is the heart and soul of this thing. Without him, it's nothing.
Maybe we can get your husband out of here without Blade knowing about it, Miss Randall.
There is the solution. You could stay in Langtry as a blind end, then Dell and I could ride to Austin.
But Blade and Murcott will be watching the jail. They'll be suspicious as soon as you let Dell go.
Don't worry. They won't see him come out.
You're getting out of here, Randall. The judge wants you out of Langtry without Blake knowing it. So you go to Austin with your friend Mendenhall.
How'll I get out without Blade seeing me?
We've had 2 or 3 prisoners who broke out of here. One dug a tunnel. We boarded it over, but you can unboard it with this. You'll come out on the back side. Keep going. About 300 yards, you'll find a small draw. Mendenhall will be there with a couple of fresh horses.
This is great.
The tunnel's right on that cut. Good luck.
Did Dell say he'd do it?
He's digging right now.
Then you'd better get started.
I'm on my way.
All right, but remind Dell to pick up the papers at the mine shaft.
I will.
Jeff, you didn't get all the books. Number 3, 10, and 14 are missing.
I got all I could find.
Oh, I'll bet you didn't even look. Well, I always say, if you want a thing done right, you better do it yourself.
Judge, I'll never stop being grateful to all of you. And, of course, Mr. Mendenhall.
He said he was a storekeeper. It's too bad we didn't have a little time to compare notes.
He owns the building where Dell has the newspaper. He's been wonderful to us.
He must be pretty well fixed.
He is. Wealthiest man in town.
You don't say.
Hey! Hey, where are you going with my horse? Uncle Roy, they stole my horse.
Who?
Those 2 men, they rode out of town.
I'll get those papers. I can't prove anything without them. Let's see if they're here. Good. Let's go.
Hey, Dale, I'm a little tired. I would like to rest here for a while before we move on.
Well, sure, Mr. Mendenhall. Think any better, Mr. Mendenhall?
No, I'll be all right pretty soon. How long have we been here?
Oh, not long. Blade and Marcotte. Well, this time Ann isn't with me. It's time I can fight. Let me have your gun, Mr. Mendenhall.
Better not try to take it, Dale. When you took over the paper, I told you to stick to legal advertising and ordinary reporting. But you had to go and turn into a real troublemaker.
You told Blade I was leaving Langtry.
That's right. I told him we'd be waiting here for him. You see, I tell Blade lots of things.
You're the one.
I'm the one, Dale.
You're under arrest, Randall. And this time, your wife's not going to be around to see what happens to you when you try to escape.
Put him away. We've got the law on our side now. They let Randall go. Now you've got him legally under arrest. Well, they caught up with us, Judge. Del Randall is under arrest again, but I feel he will get a fair trial when he goes back to Comstock.
I have reason to doubt that, Mendenhall. You better let Randall come out of the mine.
All right, Judge. Bring Randall out, Sheriff.
Judge, Mr. Mendenhall just admitted to me that he's behind all the corruption in Comstock.
Now, Judge, you don't believe that, do you? Del is just a little excited.
Miss Randall was telling me you're the wealthiest man in Comstock.
I don't deny this, but what's that got to do with this situation?
I'll tell you what it's got to do with it, Mendenhall. I've known a lot of storekeepers in my time, besides being one myself. I've seen that store of yours. Not much bigger than mine. I make just barely enough to pay my bill. I'm just wondering how you got so wealthy.
What are you driving at?
Simply this. Mr. Randall here tells me you're back in the corruption in Comstock. I'm going to believe him. I ain't letting you take him back there.
I don't think you'll be stopping me this time, Judge.
You take a look at this, Sheriff. If you're not up on these things, that's the writ of habeas corpus. In legal Latin, that means deliver the body. In this case, that's Mr. Randall here. I'm taking him off of your hands. And it's all legal and proper.
Wait a minute. Who signed this?
I sign it.
It's a hoax. You can't get away with this, Bean.
Now, don't you worry about a thing, Mr. Mendenhall. He ain't going to get away with anything. Mr. Bean has just about reached the end of his rope. You know, Judge, you've been pushing your luck for a long time.
You better look behind you. You can shoot every button off your shirt from there. I told you no more gunplay. Don't remember, you're the sheriff. Mr. Randall, I'm releasing you to your own custody for 30 days. That'll give you and Miss Randall plenty of time to have a good talk with the governor.
Sure will, Judge.
Thank you, Judge Bean.
Yes, now you be on your way, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
What are we going to do with these fellows, Judge?
Yeah, we're taking them back to Langtry.
What for?
Conspiracy and resisting arrest. And horse stealing. Get going.
All right, let's go.
Judge,
Hmm?
you sure you had a right to sign that writ of habeas corpus?
Why?
Mendenhall and Blade are over at the jail. They're really roaring. They claim you didn't.
And maybe they're right, my boy. The more I read about it here in this book, the more I believe the writ of habeas corpus should only be issued by a judge in the Superior Court.
Might get a little rough then. Blade says as an officer of the law, he's going after you for it.
My boy, when the governor gets around to the situation in Comstock, I don't think Mr. Blade will be an officer of the law. I'm considering this case closed.
I can hear every steer, the sound of the thundering herd. It's so real, I can feel the warmth of a friendly word. So I know I must go to the land of the Pecos. There to stay, there to stay.